Those that are dead are still fighting on. Those that are living are still fighting. Jack absolute African soldier. Listen, African soldier. Now they are the way African soldier. What a great way to be here this morning. All I want to say to Allah, thank you very much for making us to wake up. There are many persons going through a lot. This time, just asking God and say, give me the last chance so that I can just repent for whatsoever I have done in my life. Today happens to be the 17th of February 2026. We're moving gradually towards the end, though, and this is how it is. What a great way to be here this morning, beaming in all of your towns and villages. Good morning, folks, and welcome to the show. Good morning, Liberia, on Voice of Liberia, 104.1 Monrovia, with different frequencies across the country. We're grateful to be here. Whenever we've given the opportunity to sit behind the microphones, we say that we have a duty. We all are contributing immensely towards the growth and development of Liberia. No matter how we do ours, you do yours. We are collectively joining hands for the betterment of Liberia. Without us, there will be an incomplete society. Without you, there will be an incomplete society. So together, we are contributing immensely. So good morning, folks, and welcome to the show. Whatsoever you are joining us this morning. We want to say good morning to you. If you're listening to us out of the bailiwick of Liberia, we want to say good afternoon, good evening. Whatsoever it may be, at about this time you've joined us on the show, we want to say hello to all of you listening to us this morning. It feels good to be sitting behind the ballhead microphones, speaking to all of the people that usually listen to us. It's great this morning. On a Tuesday morning, today happens to be the 17th of February. We have a few more days, or someone will say maybe a week running into 2. And we say that in the simple Liberian English, we'll say bye-bye to February. Then we'll be inviting March. And the month goes on and on and on, and we enter the year 2027. The politicians, that's the good thing about it. Politicians are always wanting to use the time. They use it and make profit. So that's how it is. But good morning, folks. Welcome, all of you. Thank you for joining us. My name is Siku, and indeed, I'm Siku Sharif. It's good to be here this morning, and I want to say I'm very grateful. I know most of you will want to know why I said I've been off the radio, but I'm here this morning, and trust me, I'm going to do my best, like I've always done. Yes, it's just good to be here. And all of us on the radio, we're great to be here this morning too as well. So let me say good morning to all of you listening, joining us, all parts of the world. This, just to let you know, we have some issues with our Facebook Live. So we want to sincerely apologize that you won't get us on Facebook Live. Our technicians are doing all they can to sort it out so that we can do our best. Morning.
Good morning to you, Seku, and Secret. Is it open? Okay. Good morning, and good morning to the Liberian people. It's good to be here this morning again to have a conversation. There are a lot of things going on in the country. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, like we can always say. But nevertheless, we're here to talk about some of these issues. And I can always say that we will talk. We will not get tired talking. We will not stop talking. So for those of you wanting to watch the live, we're live on YouTube. At the same point in time, there's a link that is on our Facebook page. Currently, we can only be live on YouTube. So all you need to do is to click that link on our Facebook page, and it takes you straight to our live broadcast this morning. So you can just do that for the time being, and shortly we will get the Facebook thing settled, and we'll be live.
Um, we we hope to be joined by uh, our other colleagues this morning on the show. But it has been a very great week in a sense of too many things happening in Liberia, ranging from the Supreme Court, one of the branches of the government, uh, coming to the executive. Mm. So there have been a lot of things happening, and it's good that we've been following. And yesterday, or maybe a day, we've been hearing about the executive, particularly the Ministry of Justice. They have come up with a press statement in which they are very clear on the usage of sarin in Monrovia and its environs. It is something that we want to saying it is one thing, and I don't know how uh, rigid or very serious the government will be, because there have been some other things that the government said they've not been too strong or clear on that issue. So let's see how it plays out, and we're going to read you the release or maybe the press statement. It says the Ministry of Justice read up on the usage of sirens. There are instances in which the law allows the application of logical reasoning. I'm often perplexed by the lack of embarrassment some individuals show regarding their decisions and actions, particularly when these are motivated by the prospects of positive recognition from blah blah blah. Is it what I'm reading here? Okay, I'm gonna just read it and end it and see how is it decisions and actions, particularly when these are motivated by the prospects of positive recognition from the president. I want to take a moment to address the Justice Minister's intention to prohibit. This is something from. Is it? I want to get it. Okay, so this is a reaction from Representative Moluba. I'm gonna go to the reaction of Representative Moluba, but I want to hear or get you what exactly the Ministry of Justice, what exactly did they say concerning this issue of sarin. But before I lay my hands on the release of the Ministry of Justice stands on the issue of sarin, this needs to be made clear. I think the usage of sarin, or how you call it, in Liberia has been misused by either the government, those of the people in the government, or private citizens. Now, there's a vehicle that has A7777 until it ends. I'm told that that vehicle belongs to a foreign national, either a Chinese or someone. That vehicle plots the streets of Monrovia with sarin. That is not a government vehicle. And how do they get and even have the audacity to do it? It is through the encouragement of the very people in the government. So what is it exactly that the government is doing? Because when you say these things, it's very good to let people to know that you cannot use you are not to use sarin. Why must you? Why must you? But nowadays you see people using these things. They are so brave to use it because it seemed to be that the very people in the government are the ones that giving them to go ahead. They gave them, say, go and do it. Use a siren. Because a private citizen is using a siren as if to say they're doing a job for government, or there's a government function that they are about to carry out. I'm trying to lay my hands on this. Um, just I'm gonna get it just in a jiffy, because I want to know the stand of the Ministry of Justice on this thing. They've come up with it. Okay, others media hot. This is now what we want. What we want here is the aspect of the serene. I don't know whether the
So
ministry can
I'm
even.
about to send you the release of
Yes, I don't know
the
whether they
Ministry of
can
Justice.
even update their stuff or whatsoever. So
There you go.
let's see what it is, and then we.
Oh, it is I'm not it's not a particular one.
Okay, so in short, the Ministry of Justice has been able to come up and say, no one should use sarin. Let me say in a simple American English, no one should use sarin. There are categories of people that are to use sarins. I think the president, the vice president, you have the speaker. Yes. Oh, and yesterday I observed around the Barnesville Junction. I was driving through. Hey, this country. In just a few seconds, when I heard the siren, the speaker is moving like he's the president of this country. Yeah. Anyway, power is sweet. That's how power. That's how power is. So most of you that usually use siren on your vehicles, the government through the Ministry of Justice is saying that you don't need to do it. If you continue to do it, that's going to be a violation of the law. And if you violate the law, I don't trust this government in implementing the laws of this country. But I think we all need to respect the laws of Liberia, right? No matter how it is or whatsoever. So there's it. Strict regulation of siren use under the vehicle and traffic law. February 10, 2026. The ministry has ordered or has observed with serious concern the growing misuse of sirens by unauthorized persons for purposes unrelated to emergencies response, including the unlawful clearing of traffic and a section of improper role priority. Such conduct constitutes a direct violation of the vehicle and traffic law and undermines public safety, traffic discipline, and the credibility of legitimate emergency services. The Ministry of Justice hereby informs and reminds the general public that the installation and use of sirens on motor vehicles within the Republic of Liberia is strictly governed by Title 38 of the Liberian Code of Laws Revised, specifically Chapter 6, Section 6.21 of the Vehicle and Traffic Law. The law expressly provides that only authorized police vehicles, fire service vehicles,
Ambulance.
and other duly designated emergencies or official vehicles may be equipped with and operate sirens. The use of sirens is further restricted to lawful emergency situations, including response to fire alarms, emergency calls, immediate pursuit of suspected offenders, or other legitimate emergencies operations. For the evidence doubt, Serene privileges are not attached to public office, rank, statuses, or position. Ministers, legislators, judges, heads of agencies, you get it clear, political appointees. Let me make it clear. They said they wanna refer to your position, you get ministers. Some of you ministers in government, you're using serene. They say don't use serene. Legislators, meaning you representatives and senators, you are not to use serene. Do not use serene. Judges, some of you judges can be passing you using it. You can see, I know the guys are gonna play the everything. You don't use serene. Heads of agencies, you are not to use serene. Political appointees, people that have been appointed by the president, private security escorts are not to use serene. And private citizens are not authorized to install or use sirens unless their vehicles fall squarely within the categories provided by law. Now, there are some vehicles that can use siren, like you see. I'm not sure for those of the people, because I know how all of the security agencies and even the covert institutions, how they operate. NSA don't go with siren. NSA don't want you to even know. They go with vehicle that you don't even identify. They are unidentified. All of the operations are all of covert. So I'm not sure NSA want to use siren, but in that case, NSA people can use siren at certain levels. Right? And private citizen, to say that you reach a point, I don't know how it is. Yes, you can be a private citizen, but you can be a covert person to the NSA, that you can use some of the privileges and everything. It depends. So the government says, unless you are approved or you fall within the category of where or which one of the areas that should use sirens. If you're not supposed to use it, don't use it. Let me say this on the radio. If I'm driving and I see an unauthorized vehicle using siren, I will park in front of it. If, for example, they want to use my route, because they usually do it, they will see you on your red lane. One quasi person that has a siren, for whatever reason they have it, they will come and jam you to the extent, and you will need to leave. And let me say this, and I say this on record. If anyone that is now authorized to use a siren, and I'm driving, I see you doing your blah, 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 blah. In fact, even I see one or two of the police, because they say, even the police, they got categories of people and everything. Even Gregor Coburn uses siren back by me, I will say no. I just kidding, right? Okay, so let me read. Well, is it accordingly only those vehicles expressively recognized under the vehicle and traffic law, and those specifically authorized by the Ministry of Justice, is accordance, justice in accordance with the law, shall be permitted to install and operate sirens. Individual, office, or institution may assume or exercise this privilege outside of the statutory framework. Now, this is where the Ministry of Justice itself contradicted herself. Listen, when you're speaking and you're writing, they have people that read and analyze and see beyond what you've been able to write. They say, accordingly, only those vehicles expressively recognized under the vehicle and traffic law, and those specifically authorized by the Ministry of Justice in accordance with the law, shall be permitted to install and operate sirens. No individual, office, or institution may assume or exercise these privileges outside of the statutory framework. So it means when you want to do it, you need to go to the Ministry of Justice, get your permit. That one, you need to go for permit. Tell the people why you should be using siren and everything when it is approved. Then you can come, you join it. Even you private citizen, go apply. It is what exactly they're trying to say. So it means before you can use a siren, you need to have the authorization from the Ministry of Justice. It reads and it continues. The government of Liberia is resolved to strictly enforce the vehicle and traffic law and will therefore not hesitate to penalize violators. Any person found installing, operating, or using a siren contrary to the law will be subject to immediate enforcement action, including citation, seizure of unlawful equipment, fines, prosecution, and other penalties provided by law. So this is what they said. They said you should not. You should not. There should be no reason why you should use it. You are a private citizen. Why you want to use siren? What it brings to you? What happens about it? It's just a lawless country, a lawless place we find ourselves. You don't see these things happening in other countries. One man just woke up, wants some money and put siren on a car in passing. One foreigner feels that he's connected to the Minister of Justice, or he feels that he's connected to the police, inspector general, or whosoever in the government or in the country. He decides to use a siren. This is not only unique to just, I'm saying to you, I'm speaking from experience. There's a vehicle that has A777777777. That vehicle has passed by more than 2 different times. And I'll be like, and I got to understand when I try to do an investigation, I got to understand that vehicle belongs to a foreign, I think a Chinese or whatsoever, one of the top persons. They think you call them top in their own league because they either get the police inspector general or the justice minister or whosoever under that control. So that's how they call them, though. It is totally unfair. It is unfair. There are a lot of things we're abusing in this country. I don't know why, but we do these things because of our personal, interest. And at the end of the day, it becomes so crazy. Very, very crazy. Why would people be using siren when siren? So that's the reason why you see when you see drivers, they hear siren, they don't want to leave the main road because there are too many persons using siren that are not to use it. It is just not necessary. It is just not necessary. And that is it.
And by law, there are certain people who are to use siren in the country. You have the president, you have the vice president, you have the speaker, the pro tempore, you have the chief justice. These are the people who are to use siren. And it is not just about the siren issue. When the Ministry of Justice did this release, you had a few members of the House of Representatives. It drew their attention, right? They were wherein they came with the turning. And also they stated few things concerning the siren, the third lane, and all of that. And it said in the 2018 amendment in section 10, point 1, it grants members of the legislature the authority to use opposite lane during official working days. And some of these lawmakers, they're saying that they work from Mondays to Fridays. So due to the roads, construction, and all of these things, it gives them the chance to be able to use the third lane. As much as the Ministry of Justice is saying that they should not use sirens, they should also be able to use the third lane because that is what the law says, according to them. And this is a whole thing that I think it needs to be looked at properly, because it is not just about the Ministry of Justice coming up to say people should not use sirens. It's about the implementation, how well it's going to be implemented. Mind you, if you sit at the ministry and just make such statement or put up a release, at the end of the day, if it is not being implemented, you will still see people flying around here with sirens. You still see people flying around with sirens. And as I learned, or I read, there's a post that I read about the Liberia National Police. Gregory Common, he said that they will implement this whole thing that has to do with the sirens and all of that. And at a point in time, it becomes embarrassing because it just makes the country noisy. Almost everywhere you turn, everybody has a siren. You do not even know as to whose vehicle it is. But everybody just run around with siren, and then the whole place just become noisy. I think if we have laws within this country, it should be about it, and the citizens should be able to live up to it. Even if you're a foreign national, you should also be able to live up to the laws or the rules and regulations within our country. Seku,
I think we need to
your mark is off.
you, you need to look that. We need to be joined shortly. So let's move on now on this issue about. And this morning, specifically, our conversation is going to be centered around this entire thing involving Prophet Key and that of the ministry. I mean, the the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia from the Supreme Court. We're going to be looking at it this morning on the show. But let me just say this. I think we all need to understand that there are three branches of government. And out of the three branches of government, they have that unique functions. And Liberia is a country that has a fixed or signature to the Table Mountain Declaration. Liberia is a country where past presidents, like former President George Weah, Ellen did, but at the end of the day, there were records where critical voices were being jailed. I think one of the presidents in recent governance that did extremely well in terms of not holding people for what they say, free speech, to protect free speech, is former President George Weah. We all know that when former President George Weah was the president of this country, people insulted his mother. People said all the worst things about him. They insulted him. He has been the most insultive president ever in the history of our country, where people wake up in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and say anything that they want to say to him, going into his private life, even saying some of the worst things about him. That is of no secret that we are aware of in this country. And some of the people that have said some of the worst things about George Weah are the ones today in government and in the governance space of our country. I say this to reflect your mind to some of the things that have been said in the past. And I say this to reflect your mind to where did we come from and how did we arrive at this point we find ourselves. Bulk of you maybe might not know Prophet Key, and to be honest with you, you might not know Prophet Key, and no one is claiming or want to say they take on to themselves to say they know Prophet Key. What am I trying to say? Prophet Key has been a critic. I can remember before people started to know about Prophet Key, I think one of the persons that gave Prophet Key that
Relevance
was the former president. I think he was traveling one point in time. He spoke about Prophet Key, and everybody wanted to know who is this guy. And people got to know that Prophet Key insulted the former president's mother, insulted her all the way he did, and all of that. And so Prophet Key started to gain relevance, and people started to follow Prophet Key, and he remained consistent on the way he preached out his message or messages in terms of his broadcast for the number of years. Prophet Key has been very vocal, using unpleasing languages against past government officials, including the president and other people. And the Unity Party benefited 100% from the style of broadcast that Prophet Key carried out.
Mhm.
Now, take this, and you don't want to, no matter how a person is, do not overlook them once they're in the public space. There are people that believe in them. Don't take that from anyone. Anyone that sits on the platform and he or she speaks, people listen and people believe in what they say. And so Prophet Key had his own followers and a certain group of people that believe in what he does. And they think that all of what he says are the right thing in terms of the interest of them. And so when he sits on his show at the time, he tells them that follow this route. They believe in him to follow that route because they think that he's seeing what they are not seeing. So Prophet Key used his platform to persuade the view of certain individuals in the interest of Unity Party. At the end of the day, we all listen that Prophet Key has said this over and again, that he used his resources and his voice, his platform, to bring Joseph Boakai to the presidency. Fast forward, Joseph Boakai is the president of our country. Prophet Key did not stop his style of broadcast. Prophet Key continues his style of broadcast and feels that that is the best way to broadcast in a contemporary, society of ours. Prophet Key continues to broadcast. Right? You need to sit on that side. So Prophet Key continues to broadcast. Moving into the new administration of Joseph Newman Boakai. Here we are. Prophet Q broadcast style, we all know, is insultive. I don't want to go into it. Then let me tell some of you, Prophet Q is a nice guy. If you have not come across him, yes, he has his own style. I'm not going to be the one to say whatsoever. He's a very nice guy. He's a very, cool gentleman. But he should be responsible for the style of broadcast he carries out, right? But here's the thing. When the Joseph Boakai administration took over, we have seen pictures, videos of Prophet Key and the president all having honeymoon and all of that. Around here, Morning Grace, I think you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good morning, CEO. How are you?
Is it okay? Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia. And
You say good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia coming late?
it's traffic. It's not easy.
Go ahead.
I actually apologize for being late and happy to be here this morning as always.
Okay. So, like we were saying, right? So Prophet Key has been very strong and all of that. And we've seen Prophet Key along with the president and other people on programs and other things and all of that in the country, right? So yes, the point I'm making. Prophet Key said things against people in this country. The executive said nothing about it. And I don't want to go that far about that. About what's the lady name? Judy Annie. Judy Annie ran to the court. They did not say anything about it, but the only thing they said was the legal advisor to the president. He said that law that moves to hold people accountable when they speak about a government official or whatsoever, it has been abolished. In a sense, the Table Mountain Declaration and that of the Abdullah Kamara law that talks about free speech. And at the end of the day, Judy Annie cried up and down, everything. Nothing happened about it. I'm not sure that Judy Annie was a government official at that time. By that time, they had appointed someone else in her position. So Judy Annie was not the minister or whosoever head of the country ambassador. She was not. She was a private what? Citizen. But the very government at the time said no. It was not something to go after Prophet Key. Right? Let me welcome Ben. Ben, welcome to the show.
Thank you, CEO. Thank you, CEO. And greetings to Grace and Samara. Greetings, colleagues.
It's like you and Grace decided to come the same time, right?
We apologize. We apologize for being late on the show.
Okay, so like I'm trying to make my point here, which you guys will come in. Julie Annie was not a government official at the time when Prophet Key had an issue with her. She ran into the court. What did the court do? The executive said the government was not in the position to sue Prophet Key. Fair enough. Coming to the Chief Justice. And this morning, we're going to challenge the Chief Justice. And it's so good that we're live on television too as well. I'm not going to go into, whether he has the right to do this or whatsoever. I'm not going to pretend to be a lawyer. But I'm going to look at it from a point where allegations were made. Now, you see what the Chief Justice is doing? He's hiding behind the law. He's hiding behind the position. He's hiding behind the Supreme Court to get at people. And if we are not careful, that Supreme Court will be used as a ground to calm down our own critical voices in this country. I can say to you that the Chief Justice is power drunk. He does anything. Here's the issue. Prophet Key raised 3 issues. One, I disagree with it. I'm not supporting Prophet Key to insult the mother of the Chief Justice. That has been very rude. And no one should do it. You can disagree with me. You can use all the other words you want to use, but do not insult someone else's parent. I don't agree with it. I disagree with Prophet Key on that. You cannot insult what did the mother do to you in this case? It is not the Chief Justice mother that told the Chief Justice, say, go and be allegedly, quote unquote, allegedly be into corrupt activities. It is not the mother of the Chief Justice that said it to him. She had nothing to do when you're discussing the missteps of the Chief Justice. So Prophet Key was totally wrong to have insulted the mother of the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. But Prophet Key did not insult the mothers of all of the associate justices on the Supreme Court bench. There's a law that says that when this happens, this is what will happen. But come to think about this. And it tells you how Kwasa and even the Chief Justice is running the justice system of our country. You use the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia on a particular person that said something to you as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia and say the entire bench. Do you know what you have done to our country? You have subjected the highest seat of our justice system in our country to the level of Prophet Key, that you, as a complainant, you are judging the accuser and you think that thing should be fair? No, it is not. Prophet Key raised 3 issues. One, he insulted your mother. I disagree with it, and I'm sure that every one of us on this show, we are from good homes, we will disagree with it. Number 2, Prophet Key said, you are corrupt. Have you spoken about it? Number 3, Prophet Key said, You have a hotel in Nimba County, and this morning we'll prove that thing to know whether it is the Chief Justice that has the hotel in Nimba County. We have the document, we have the article of incorporation, we have the pictures, we have the videos to prove that the Chief Justice is the owner, along with, I don't know, his wife or whosoever, another person named on the business registration with the TIN number and everything, that he has a hotel in Nimba County. Did the Chief Justice speak about that allegation? Those two issues. Prophet Key said you are corrupt. Have you been able to speak to say, oh, whether I'm corrupt or not? Have you been able to speak to say whether you are the owner of the hotel in Nimba County? So now you see what the Chief Justice is doing? He's hiding behind the so-called law and violating, coming down on the aspect of free speech. And I've said this to all journalists or whosoever in the public. Do not speak about people if you don't have fights. That's the reason why you see some of us have been in this thing for the number of years. Anyone want to go, and I said this over and again, if you want to sue me, sue me. But at the end of the day, I can exonerate myself. And I'm saying to you on this radio that the Chief Justice is one of the owners of the hotel in Nimba County. We will post it. We'll show you the business registration. We'll show you the picture of the hotel and whatsoever, that he's the owner of one of the hotels in Nimba County. We challenge the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia to disprove what we're seeing. Always have your fights. Whenever you are speaking, always have your fights. I've said this to journalists over and again because sometimes people want to intimidate you. They want to use these things, all the kinds of stuff and everything. And this is what the Chief Justice is doing. How can you be the person that complained? Did Prophet Key insult the entire bench? No, he did not. He insulted the mother of the Chief Justice, which it is very wrong. You cannot do that. You should not do that in the civilized world. But what about what Prophet Key raised? Why is the Chief Justice not speaking to all of them? The Chief Justice has not been able to say anything about the hotel he owns in Nimba County, what the law says about it. And you know why the crafter of the law, some of the people, what they put, why I say they put some of the things they put in the law? It is because they know that if all of what they placed in the law, if they couldn't have done it, at the end of the day, the very people in positions will use their positions to accumulate for themselves worth. This is it. And this is where we are. So the Chief Justice now, we have an issue when people say he get a hotel. That lie, you get a hotel. You get a hotel in Nimba County. You have a hotel. So let me go to it. I wanted to read this. Let me read this first, and then we'll read the document, and we'll post that on the page. Then my colleagues will come in. This is a post from the chairman of Unity Party. Let me say this to young people in the media and other people. You need to have time in your life to sit and reflect and ask yourself what you want. Do not allow yourself to be used by politicians all of the time. Politicians are not good people. Even you in the CDC, in the Unity Party, in the ANC, or whatsoever. Know what you want. See some of the struggles you go through. Do they have that children or whosoever here? No. And this is a slap in the face of Prophet Key. I don't know what is the arrangement or whatsoever, but listen to what the chairman of Unity Party said. He said, it is true that Prophet supported the rescue team. It is true he played a pivotal role and swayed opinions our way, especially those who believe in his, vibrant and energetic style of passing this message across. However, his language, especially insulting women in such degrading, abusive style, is not only concerning, but speaks volume of the need of. Now, this is the chairman of Unity Party. They knew of all these things that Prophet Key was doing, but they supported Prophet Key. They stood with Prophet Key. Shape the moral fabric of our society, and thus making intentional and concerted efforts in passing to the next generation admirable values and character that are representative of our culture to the upcoming generation. We need to nurture our children with relevant cultural ideals and competitiveness in this 21st century global space instead of teaching Marcos. It is counterproductive and degrading for people to create or to celebrate someone whose fame goes through delighting in insulting the mothers who have done so much for their children in this country. You listen to this is the chairman of Unity Party. Well, Prophet Key, I hope this movement of your incarceration will allow you to soberly reflect and change your style of communication to the public, because our young children are watching. We cannot be celebrating anyone or even you who delights in insulting our mothers and sisters in this age and time. We cannot normalize abusive language against our women in Liberia. I know you are a wise man, and I know you will explore different styles to keep your audience. Please do not misconstrued our silence as betrayal. We just want a decent society for our children. Please let me know how we can help you during this time of serving your jail sentence. Be strong during this time, because only the wise man changes. This is the message from the chairman of Unity Party. Coming back now to the reason why, some of the reasons why they put the business registration of the Chief Justice Hotel in Nimba County up there. It reads, a joint initiative of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Finance, and the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation. Date of issuance, the 17th December 2025. Business registration number 0510187002. Taxpayer identification number 500473034. Then you come to certificate of business registration, parenthesis open, partnership, it closes. Initial registration date, the 6th of August 2012. This man has been on the bench for a very long period of time. Registration date, the 6th of August 2012. Enterprise name, Peace Empire Hotel, PEP for short, PEH. Peace Empire Hotel, ownership, Liberian. Registration address, Nimba, Benga, Gompa City. Then you have partners. You have Yami Kwekwe Gbese. Who is Yami Kwekwe Gbese in this country? It is not the Chief Justice. Then you have Miki Arati Gbese. Miki Arati Gbese. Then you have enterprise activity number 1, code 15510, description, short-term accommodation activities. So this is what the Prophet Key says that led him to jail. The man said you get a hotel. Is it false that you get a hotel in Nimba County? You get a hotel. Play the hotel. Show the video on the thing and everything. It's just that you guys need to be talking. That is that is some of the buildings in the hotel he has in Nimba County. We put in it there, so the Chief Justice now should have an issue to say why people should not talk about him. How will people not talk about you, Mr. Chief Justice? Speak about the allegation of corruption that hangs over your head. There are allegations that you are corrupt. There are allegations that you have a hotel in Nimba County. Go to the video, play the whole thing. The people that are on YouTube, let it see the man. Oh, please. You can pick it up from there. Let me.
It'd be very, very good.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you can do the lip balling.
You have to listen. I really enjoy the CEO analysis this morning. I enjoy his analysis, and that's just what we've been saying. As you as a Liberian, it is your duty. You have access to freedom of speech. It is your duty to protect what you say out there. And whatever you say out there, you be held accountable for it. Mind you, nobody is honoring Prophet Key for insult. Nobody will do that. But these are the facts that have been posted to the public. These are the questions we expect our fellow journalists to be asking the Chief Justice. These are the things Prophet Key was saying. Was he wrong for coming up to say these things? Don't he have his right to point out things that he feels is not right in a society? As a Liberian, it still remains our obligation to protect our country. If we want our country to be a safe space where leaders don't accumulate wealth that they don't work for, we have to keep their foot to the fire. And how do we keep their foot to the fire? These are the process in which we keep their foot to the fire, Samurai. These are just the process. So that's what I have to say. Prophet Key is paying for his crime. And coming to that of Unity Party Chairman Luto Tape analysis, I was just laughing. You understand that in this life, if you allow yourself to be used, when time comes, the people that are using you will not be there to save you. It's very simple. We want a society that is free and safe. Luther Tappe said it. He want a morally built society for his children where nobody will publicly come out to be insulting people of any angle, anyhow. He don't want it. Where were Luther Tappe during the election? When Prophet Key has been around for quite a long time. If we want a morally safe space, we should start speaking out today. We shouldn't use whatever tools we have to be able to reach where we're supposed to reach. Then at the end of the day, we dash that tools and say, yes, you are useless. I don't need you anymore. That's very wrong. You should stand for what you believe. That's what I have to say, Samara. You should stand for what you believe. If he knew that Prophet Key was morally corrupt from the start, one, do business with a man that have been insulting from the very beginning of this whole thing. Is it now that you know that Prophet Key rule? I don't understand people at all. I don't understand.
Ben is on. Ben, you can go ahead.
Ben, let's hear you. Go ahead. Let's hear your own point. Then we move on.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, CEO. Well, this entire thing is not just about Prophet Key. I think Yami Kwekwe Gbese and the entire rescue administration, what they're doing, they're targeting critical voices.
Mm-hmm.
So they want the public to believe that this is a cat eating a own baby thing. But the real fact is Prophet Key is not their own target. The key words we need to amplify from the Unity Party's chairman, Luther Tappe. Luther Tappe said Prophet Key vibrant and energetic style of delivering his message, vibrant and energetic style. Yesterday, we saw Prophet Key posting on his official Facebook page that he donated television and bags of
Yes.
Gary. So it tells you that that is just a strategy. Prophet Key is he's just sitting somewhere in one of those free spaces in South Beach, interacting, carrying on his normal business. But the main thing is the government is using that to come after critical voices. So we wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow Mr. Sekou Sherry, CEO of Voice of Liberia, is arrested, and we say, okay, Prophet Key was arrested yesterday.
Yeah, is it Prophet Key was arrested? You're
Yeah,
very smart. Yes.
That is the strategy. So people like you, CEO, Yaka Koluba, the district representative, other critical voices in the country need to watch out, and we have to resist this now. We have to expose this now, and we have to call the attention of our international partners so that this evil and ugly precedents can be stopped at the very early stage. If we don't do it now, we'll sit at a time where the entire government will weaponize the judiciary against the citizenry, and it will be very late for us. So this is a wake-up call, and we condemn this act and will not submit ourselves to the weaponization of the judiciary against critical voices in the country. We'll not accept this.
But before we go, see what, and I think perfectly, you yourself, you have your own issue. Can you imagine? You went to the court, you came up the other day, and you started to say, "Oh, I will never cause again." It's just like a stage managed thing or whatsoever, because you are not going into the case. Nothing has happened. Trust me, like I said to people, if I could be the one in that case, I could stand in the face of the Chief Justice and say that you have a hotel in Nima County. I challenge you in the court. I could have said in the face of the Chief Justice to say you are corrupt. It is alleged that you are corrupt. You have many cases, rape cases and other cases that are languishing in all of the courts that have been sent to the Supreme Court that needs the intervention of the full bench. What have they done? So this entire country is because it is the Chief Justice. So the entire bench needed to come up with ruling or whatsoever in this case. So what about other people that have been victimized by the style of broadcast of Prophet Key that ran to the court? So now you see, the laws in our country only protect those of the people that are in positions.
That's it.
So when you are a common man, you go to the court, it's good for nothing. Nothing happens about it. When you're a common person, you go to the court, nothing happens. That is what is happening in our country. So my thing here, and I want to be particular about this, there are 2 things or 3 things that Prophet Key raised. One of which to insult the mother of the Chief Justice. I disagree with it. And all of us on this show disagree with it. But Mr. Chief Justice, they said you corrupt. Can you exonerate yourself from that? And next thing is that you have a hotel in Nima County. Is it false or true? We are saying here you have a hotel in Nima County. You one of the shareholders of the hotel in Nima County. So what is wrong about that? That you're using your power to go hold people to go put it. You rather come and put plenty people in jail. Because the truth here is you have a hotel in Nima. It is alleged that you're corrupt. Even your own people in your government, more early than they say, oh, the court is being used as an area where they take people lands, people properties. People go to the court and do these things. What have you to say about it? Have you said anything about it? No, nothing. Since you became the Chief Justice, the court system has become very bad, rotting to the extent that people can no longer have the hope to run to the court to get a redress. Yes. People complain. Are you thinking about that? How to revamp the court system of our country? So when people speak, then you go after them. Like Ben said, the whole thing is just a tactic. When people speak, then they go after them. They say, oh, the court. They say, oh, the court. But you don't blame the people at times. You blame the people that call themselves opposition leaders. Let's go to the lines and take calls on 0773 978 564, 0773 978 564, 0773 978 564, 0773 978 564, 0880 907 907, 0880 907 907, 0880 907 907, 0773 419 502, 0773 419 502. Better stay 0555 184711, 0555 184711. We are asking the Chief Justice, is it true that you have a hotel in Nima County or you don't have a hotel? Is it true that you are corrupt or you are not corrupt? That the issues that Prophet Key raised, let's talk about it. Hello.
Good morning, CEO Sekou Sherry. I'm Alvin Johnson calling from Tuboro District for the chairperson for the concerned librarian for justice. You see, they see justice is no, that's not secret that he corrupt. Because for the cases, the man was speaking on the Supreme Court, the speaker remover. He was just saying different things. The other day he came out and said different things. For the formula claim that he's a corrupt man, he never did anything. And then they appointed him as chief justice. The man is trying to come down on you guys. You gotta stand up. You gotta be focused. You forget about that prophet keep saying. It's trying to come down on press freedom. The government using the man. That's why they made the man chief justice for. To come down on radio station on critical voices in the country.
Our representative for the family said that Lekoto. Why you go after the men too?
So thank you, Sekou.
Thank you. Someone has said that Lekoto. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you.
This is the common board chairman and T1P Wally. I join you from Sovele de Chauffeur. CEO Liberia is in a kind of state of hypocrisy because hypocritical people have seized power. They are at a whim of power. Yeah, Marcos are bad things. But do we have, classes in category of Marcos? Marcos is being used in the office of the president. What Anthony Kennedy said right in the office of the president, y'all go look on Facebook. What about it? All men are this. It doesn't matter. There is somebody on the U.S. Sport Ministry that are on the internet displaying a private part, asking that intimate thing on the internet, and the man still has a job. Anthony still has a job. Information Ministry and Center of Course Ministry. But say they are working. Then you say you're looking for Marcos. Are you serious? Is that not hypocritical? On the side of the Chief Justice, the Chief Justice was here. They may appointed his son against the Constitution, against the law. He appointed his son when the water is arguing all of us. All of us men doing it. Is that how our Chief Justice should be speaking? Yeah, man, I think he should have been long gone. He been there. It's just a distraction. He will distract the country. He will bring a bad image on the country until the lawmaker can do the needful and the best in the interest of the country. I'm sorry. We are going down a slippery slope. Thank you for having me in the morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Mohammed Justin. I'm calling you from District 11 to be Pacific Plenty Community.
Go ahead.
Yeah. The teacher say he mean good for himself. He won't chase kids. He just want to chase perfect key. Because if you want to chase kids, you'll be chasing the NSA big men who have that little boy in his back, and you're going to be chasing the youth and sport director. That what you see in Liberia, we always say people always say Liberian are not learn. Because when people can learn a book and forget about what they learn and go beyond what they know, that it will be below the education status. Yes. So that Chief Judge say, you just got to put everything aside and chase the NSA big man and the youth and sport director. You chasing perfect kid, and what the meaning of this? So you're trying to stop with the Liberian from freedom of speech in our own country. And with the common, if you're chasing email the perfect kid, with the common people and do our little businesses, that thing has hurting us today, but also even speak on, we be afraid of speaking on it because if we speak on it too, we try to build our rep, we will chase on. You see what they're doing for us in the country. That's not mean nothing. That's reached across the country and across every district, in every community, to our peoples who felt that they were too angry to put this government into power. Yes, that's your message to us too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Thank you. Let's take another call.
Is there another person there? Okay, so Grace, you need to announce the numbers. You need to go there and
Good
look at
morning.
the number to announce them.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Samara. Let me say something you're going to create. The name is Brabant, political platform environment. Only compensating income. And let me appreciate also to all of you for this customers. You know, because German president needs to be careful how he exercises power. We are not concerned about insult. We are not in solidarity with the insult of against certain people. But we are saying that allegation, as the CEO said, a level against you, neither a allegation because doing some international reports, I say the justice system is corrupt. The U.S. Department, the institute report, all these things that the rule of law have been violated, and the justice minister is sitting there. They are not saying anything. They are case. They are previous case. They are only justice that is justice. It's not looking at it. They are sitting there, and today, our global Muslim court, our issue of global Muslim court, our Shara Musu, they don't Shara Musu was brought in the first of global court. Today, she are gone free. But they are gone free, but we do not know who is Shara Musu. This should be the point. Today, the issue of the settlements of a little child is the senior old child was wearing papers at the FA. Today, we cannot know the amount of food. Today, we cannot know how far is the education. A little girl was raped for cultural ministry. A little girl was raped for different food. This government is into ministerial raping and still marching of our boys and girls children. So, the teachers needs to be very serious and start chasing journalists because they are chasing the journalists. Even though Professor is not a journalist, the loose stubborn, the rude guy, the arrogant guy, but this government, when they were in opposition, they celebrated Professor Key. They won't cook their food and they must eat their food. After the food,
Thank you.
To be better in the box.
Thank you. 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502, 0555, 184711055, These are the numbers to participate. Good morning.
Samira, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where do you join
And
us
good
from?
morning to the CEO. I'm P. Mobile Sakama. I'm calling from Cinco this morning.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Samira. Samira, the issue that has to do with the Chief Justice, I don't think that man should take this thing for granted. Because when a Chief Justice starts to violate laws of the same country that he served as a Chief Justice, it's worrisome. This Chief Justice was alleged by Prophet Key that this Chief Justice is very corrupt. The man even gave emphasis of the Chief Justice running a hotel in Lima County. But on the day of the ruling, the Chief Justice alluded to all that Prophet Key said. The only thing he gave away and incarcerated Prophet Key was on the issue of the Marcos. But all what Prophet Key alleged that this Chief Justice was corrupt. He did not comment on a meaning. He was guilty of those allegations that he is corrupt. And these are things that our lawmakers should take very seriously. We don't need a Chief Justice that will push this country into our dark days. We know what happened to this country, and we don't want to go back to this day. There's a time for the opposition to speak out. There's a time for our lawmakers to come out. A Chief Justice of the land, and he's alleged to be corrupt. It's not something to joke with. This is a priest of the country, and he should be a very clean individual. But what Prophet Key said on that day, whether you call Jawia, you call Jua, but all the other allegations, he did not comment on it because he knew that what Prophet Key said was all correct. So Liberia says the time for the wake up. The Chief Justice is to go. He must go now before he throws this country into further chaos. Thank you very much this morning.
Okay, let's take another call. Okay, we're still taking call this morning. Call us on 0773 419 502 0555 184 Let's pick this one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Jean Tony Gona. I call you from Central Monrovia.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I like the traditional electronic media. The media is for education, information, and entertainment. When people come to the radio, they should come with facts. Your last caller just said Prophet Key said the Chief Justice is corrupt and the Chief Justice alluded to. But what the Chief Justice alluded to? Prophet Key and his lawyer went to the Supreme Court and he apologizing to the Chief Justice that everything he been saying or said he have no proof. So why should somebody held into contempt? This is a country of law. This is a country of moral. You can't have a man at that age go on social media, use this type of inventive, what children are playing with phones, what kids are all around. This is bad for our society. This is not politics. This is deception. This is not politics. Prophet King needed to be treated the way he is treated. This is law country. To go and know that you can't just come in a public glare and just use things and just say things about people. The Supreme Court is not that building. The Supreme Court is the Chief Justice and the Associate Justices.
Hello, can I ask you a question?
I'm willing to answer your question.
When Prophet Key started insulting people, and how many women can you count that Prophet Key has insulted?
Okay. Prophet Key started insulting people as far back as 2021, 2022, even 2020. But if Prophet Key insulted people, it was that people's responsibility to take them to court. The court don't pass around looking for problems.
Another question. Has Prophet Key not been taken to court? Was there any crime or allegations leveled against him that he should be prosecuted by the Supreme Court or any of the civil court in Liberia?
Prophet Key has not been taken to court because
Judy Annie took him to court. You was here.
No, the procedure was wrong.
Okay.
Prophet Key, the Solicitor General was the one taking issue with Prophet Key for Judy Annie Tappe. So the president legal advisor said no. If Prophet Key
you know what I want you to say this morning?
What you want?
If you
No,
follow,
I'm not saying.
if you follow the invitation, nobody encouraged Prophet Key to insult, right? Nobody is doing that. But the fact is, you should state what we're discussing, focus on what we're saying. Don't attack other people that are making a point. That's what I want you to pay attention to.
I'm not attacking anybody. I'm
Okay,
saying I'm discussing this issue. I'm saying Madam Juliana Tabe, I condemn the act that Prophet Key insulted her, but the medium she wanted to use to prosecute was the wrong medium. You can't have the state prosecuting somebody for civil matter. The state can only prosecute state crime. So that was the legal advisor gave me said no. If this woman and they may have a problem, they go to civil law court. You can't have this.
So why the Supreme Court did not use the civil law court as well?
Because the Supreme Court now has come under denigration. They have attacked the Supreme Court directly.
Okay, thank you. I understand.
Good morning, Samira and Seku.
Yeah, this is Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Peter David Castle. I call from Honor the Street Light in Lower Junction. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. You know, Samira and Seku, I think the action and of the two. But
you are breaking in badly.
Come again?
Can you change your location and call back? You're breaking in.
Well,
okay, you're breaking in. You getting me?
hello.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead, make your point.
Yes, this is. Am I on the air?
Yeah, you are live. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Edmond Carr, and I'm the visually impaired that is pushing for the return person. We are 2029.
Edmond, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, and like I've been saying, what you guys alluded to about the critical voices, that is one of my main points. And I say on sister station that we hope that this is done in good faith. It is not intended to go after critical voices in the country, the Sekou, the Grace, the Samara, and other guys on the other media institutions. We hope it's not so, that they will use it as a precedent case, that if the government can go after its own, they want more about you. We hope that is not the case. Then what I also want to know, it is clear that the Chief Justice owned a hotel in Nema County, according to what Sekou read in 2012. So what is the issue here? Is it wrong for you to be a Chief Justice and own a business or own a hotel?
There should be no conflict of interest. There should be no conflict of interest.
Yeah, but you can own a business, and then when you take over
another position, he turn it over to a family person to manage.
Has that
But
been
if
done?
you talk about the corruption, we are giving our own opinion now. If you talk about the corruption, did he take the money from the district system and corrupted the other institution? Then why did he apologize? Because if you have all of your proof that actually this happened, say you are whether you are going to jail, stand by it and making sure that what you said it is true. But what you should not go and apologize. In fact, the day they let him go to come out the following day, he said, "Oh, I told them say I will not call again. The court has not hold me into contempt before, so I will not do it again." So for me, I'm not going to bow down to that person because for me, for what's going on, there is something else that is going on that we don't know. It will come off earlier because this is John Palmer waiting on John Red. So we
true.
don't want to we don't want to push it the way time will come tomorrow and our hair will be bad and itchy. We know that it's something that is happening behind the scene that they are planning to do. Then tomorrow when you start to unfold, we start saying, "Oh, this and this and that." We know what the government is doing. The government is planning to go after critical voices, to silence critical voices in the country. That is clear. It's not about going after property. But if he is punished for what he has been doing, so shall it be. The Bible says there is no sin go unpunished. If he has been caught and he caused man, and he is punished for it, let him bear the consequences of that punishment. But if it is just because they want to come after critical voices, we will not buy into that. Thank you.
Thank you. And one of the things we saw on Facebook yesterday that Spoon carry on of media odd light is the fact that Prophet Key is in jail. I'm coming. Prophet Key is in jail, but he's donating to Savage, buying television, Gary bag, this and that. How is that possible? Is Prophet Key really in jail? That's another question. Hello, good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning, Samira and Peter David Castle, and I call from under the street light in Lower Johnsonville. Are you getting me now?
This is Grace. Go ahead.
Thank you for the fascinating discussion this morning. Samira, I think the action of the Chief Justice and the entire government clearly validates the exception that Prophet Kibi against. No, this government needs to be serious and start diving into truth issue. The issue of Ma and Pa Force was invented by Joseph Yibab Waka and that government.
Please,
and for us,
talk the issue. Don't accuse anyone here, please.
Yeah, as a critical thinker, we are looking at the allegation that was made against and the Chief Justice, where Prophet Key said that he is using state resources and to build hotels in Nima County. That's a grave allegation. I think that should be the major focus point. So if the Chief Justice is very much serious, neither to recuse himself and go for an investigation. I think that should be the major argument here. Then Prophet Key insulted. Prophet Key insulted other people here. These very guys are here dancing at the tomb and the records of Prophet Key. That today they want to tell us that insult is what unconstitutional. I think that's complete naivety on the part of this particular government. And the legislature need to find a particular way that this particular Chief Justice can be impeached. Because he lacks the moral rectitude to serve as a Chief Justice for the Republic of Liberia. These are the people that in the reputation of the Liberian society. What becomes of the freedom of speech? Abdullah Kamara Act of Freedom of Speech 2019. What becomes of it? This man insulted Judy Andy. He insulted the Mandigo community in Lima County. Where were these guys that have Gary fighting around here saying that the man should go to jail? See, whatsoever you plan, that's what you can win.
Thank
so
you. Let's take the other people. You exhausted your time. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Grace, good morning.
Morning, Poema. How are you? Go ahead.
I'm just God. Poema, hello, power delegation. Power is not creating no more new land. And I joined you for District 13 this morning. Let me say good morning to our CEO and good morning to Samira. To the point this morning, you see, Prophet Key is like Prophet Key was the one that indicted himself, and Prophet Key was the one that sentenced himself to salvage. In a sense, the very first day Prophet Key went at the court, after the hearing, Prophet Key came out Becky said he apologized for this, and he even agreed to his doing. If I was Prophet Key, I will apologize for the insult, but when it comes to the allegation, I will stay my ground. I will tell the general I apologize, for insulting the mother of the chief justice, but when it comes to that particular part of the corruption or to where he only hotel or he having businesses, I will stay my ground on that, and I will not apologize for that. I think that would be the point that like people will look at to say, oh, but let's see into the case. Let's drag the man and power force through, and let's see how best we get for this. He accepted everything, and then he then went ahead to apologize. So he was the one that indicted himself. But now the court refused to look up the key story about the hotel, and then they only went for man and power force. So meaning that in our community now, if anybody let you saw your mother, you get a right to go to the Supreme Court, not to the police station, or not even to local court. So you get a right now to even go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will look into your mind and power force. So I think it is time now for Judy Annie now to reaway her case to see how best to inject her key, because her key said that yesterday. So I think the issue of that particular hotel only by the chief justice, I think our lawmakers and then we need to see how best to how to call it, verify that. If that is true, the chief justice needs to recuse himself, and we can go through that to see how best in the sorry. Thank you for the time, sister.
Thank you very much. I think if we still have call on the line, let's take this question. Good morning, your name and where you calling from?
Good morning to Liberia.
Good morning, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Mohammed. I call from Justin Bay to be precise, DCK.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Samara, thank you for the talking point this morning. The issue of, I just want to speak to the issue of now the Chief Justice, the saga that came out. Look, the Chief Justice in question is that if it's fair with me, it's at the time that the court was injured and Prophet Key tried to attack the court using his media, but then the key issue was not a statement that he made. The key issue was the corruption allegation leveled against them, that other people are losing their land, and other people within President Bwaka administration are living one of the class show where Adi and Dwalu were on the show. That even the probate court that the judge taking giving deed to people to cut criminal people lay. The issue are not there addressed. And I've seen other people talking the chief justice, Prophet Key. There is no way Prophet Key would deserve that. They already planning and it's a company they tend to come down on the media. What happened to Prophet Key today? It happens to anybody. The reason that the people decriminalize the other Tamala decision, the Tewa Martin Declaration of Free Speech, because they want for people to chastise those people that are in high position, not to allow them to use the authority to exploit the people. So the chief justice not even go issue that they were accused for corruption, did not win there.
Thank you.
They only use the insult because they said that we were injured. No, you're not working for the corporate people.
Thank you. That's all the time we have for you this morning.
They didn't want to carry the glory because of your mother. They insult before they want to grab from the key.
Let's take another call. Thank you. Good morning, your name and where you calling from?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is the boss of Peter Stein, joining from Stacey.
Go ahead, Peter.
Thank you very much. You see, hypocrisy and deceptiveness will not be Liberia. Liberia reconstruction and development will come from an honest, position. We are in a country on the state of the demo. Then I retrospect. What did happen on that day? We didn't see the Liberia party going to say they're going to break their ground. And who was one of the guests or platform guests on that day to great occasion? It was the same Jared Prophet Key. Everybody everybody that is now talking and ranting, they were all there. When Joseph Newman Boakai walked for the key and shook his hand, because two more fathers haven't seen your husband done that. It was a public endorsement. What is the working of Brother Keith? Brother Keith has a platform that he sits on and some woman. So if you are telling us through the chairman of the defectors of Unity Party that you are against Marcos, that we got to build a good country for our children, what you did there on camera, children saw it, right? You probably endorsed the man. You probably told the children of Liberia, including me, who are now taking the road to follow from the key as my leader because the president of Liberia endorsed Marcos and hawking him. You taught a lesson that Marcos is a good thing. That the name called Marcos is popular to Marcos. So therefore, we all should cause man. The only thing some of your public or platform is so unique, we will not use it to do those things. But we have been told by Kotumu and Joseph Boakai that Marcos are good things because they awarded from the keys. They indulge in the public place. They gave him a more or high price of grace. They are not telling him to go do more miracles. They don't want to deceive us because they want to come after clinical forces. They are pretending, puppeteering the public. That's pure deception. We are not moved by that. We know that chicanery, that chicken attitude they carry on. If they didn't carry from a kid to jail, they place him somewhere so they can get out of the forces. Thank you, the money.
Thank you. Okay, let's take two more calls later and we go to our next talking point. So I'll just introduce our next talking point this morning before we continue. Well, yesterday, Samara and I talked about the Fula community and the security firm, the Okwanas. And we say we'll be updating you this morning about how far we have gone because all of our callers and even the analysis from Ben, is Ben on the line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ben, you
Yes,
did not give your analysis yesterday about the whole Fula community.
But Ben wasn't on.
Yeah, so you will do that this morning before we go to our second talking point, right? I just want you to start from yesterday.
So just before Ben come on, the Justice Ministry came up with a release and they put a hat to the whole Fula national security thing because what I know is that per law you have to acquire permit from the Justice Ministry before operating as your own security firm and all of that. So the Justice Ministry put a hat to it until they be able to go into it and see as to what this group is, what's their mission, what are some of the things that they are involved with, before they be able to go ahead to give them permit. And I think that it is important that the Justice Ministry came up with that release right away. I always say when the iron is hot, that's the time to bend it. That is it, right? That's the time to bend it. I mean, at the time the public, being concerned and saying that this is it, this is what we want to know what is this. It's important that the Justice Ministry come on and say, let's put a hat to this. Because mind you, there are people who might think, for today, but we think far beyond. Seeing that kind of group and the meme that it carries and all of that, it brings, I should say that it imposes a little threat to our society. Seeing the Fula National coming up and saying that we have this group. What is wrong with our national security? What is wrong with the security firms that we have in this country? Are you telling us that the security firm cannot be able to, save or guard the Fula people? Or is it that the security firm is just for Liberians? Fula nationals should have their own security firm. The Dingos should have their own security firm. That's the question that people will be asking. So kudos to the Ministry of Justice for that quick intervention. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, before Ben come in, Ben, I think you followed. Well, just finish first. Now I'll just tell you what I want to say from this side. Go ahead.
Thank you. I followed the Fulani security situation. I watched the video and I spoke with some Islamic friends. The truth of the situation now is those men we all saw in the military outfit. Those people are the ones who are accordingly providing security at the mosques. You know, when the Muslim people go to pray, their slippers, most of their belongings, during prayer time, they do not pay attention to those things. They go squarely into godly devotion. And so at that point in time, their belongings are vulnerable. So most of the folks I spoke to, especially Islamic friends, they said that those people are voluntary security officers who provide security at the mosques. But there are a few concerns, in terms of them. It's a good thing, it's a good intent. They have to protect their people at the mosques. But again, I think it could go further by seeking legalization of the security forces who are there to protect them during worship time. There are other churches too who have security guards, and they're voluntary security guards like ushers and all of that. So I think the legalization of those things was important. So for the fact that there's been concern, there have been Fulani authorities speaking, there's been Islamic authorities speaking to it. The act in itself is not bad to provide security for your fellow Muslim brothers, but let it be done in the confines of the law. But another thing I want to say, why we also weigh on that, is sheer hypocrisy to be targeting certain group of people while the real threats are left untouched. And Joshua Milton Bly, alias General Butt Naked, led bandits and thugs and charlatans dressed up in regalia, calling themselves rescue soldiers. They moved from the length and breadth across the 15 political subdivision of Liberia under the banner of protect or providing security for Joseph Boakai and Katumu, even though the Liberian National Police, under the gabble of Patrick Sulu, and the leadership of President Weah provided maximum security for Joseph Boakai and all other candidates during the 2023 elections. Still, we saw a man who killed over 20,000 human beings. Notorious warlord Joshua Milton Bly is still passing around. The last time in Grand Jita, during the reburial ceremony of the late President Samuel Kyan Doe and the burial of his wife Nancy Doe, we saw Milton Bly, General Bodnike, again threatening certain Representative Yeke Koluba. So those are the real threats. And we think the Ministry of Justice should not be scapegoating and playing hypocrisy with these issues. So let them go after the real threats. The last time we also saw men dress up in red in Lofa County, where Brother Yaya VCC, a supporter of President Weah, was dread. He was they kept him sitting on the ground, took his bag and other stuff, claiming to be operators of some kind of freedom fighters, I don't know, economic freedom fighters or something. So there are a lot of threats that are out there. So if the Ministry of Justice is serious, they should be able to put Bob Neke on the record. I'm talking about a notorious warlord who's still providing security for Katumu Boakai around the place. But again, I think those Fulani authorities, they're men that are providing security at the mosques. They're doing a good job. The only thing we call on them is to say Liberia should be a country of law, even though Joseph, Katumu, and Kun, they've all messed the country up. There's no law anymore. But the few of us who still believe that Liberia should get better and we want our country to get better, we're calling on our Fulani brothers and sisters, our Muslim brothers, and saying why it is true that you are vulnerable during your prayer time because anybody can steal your slippers and belongings, so you need security. But just go a step further by registering your security stuff for the religious purpose. And want to say the Ministry of Justice, do not be intimidated, be selective. That act is very spineless, and we think you should go a step further. That's my position on the issue.
Yeah, so thank you. I want to read what the Fula governor said yesterday on OKFM. So the office of the National Fula Governor of the Republic of Liberia has dismissed circulating social media claim alleging that a group known as the National Fula Security of Liberia operates as a tribal militant or a terrorist organization, describing their assertions as misleading and damaging to the reputation of the Fula community. In a statement issued by the Secretariat of the Office of the National Fula Governor Monday, officials said the group in question is a voluntary community organization formed in 2011 to provide support service, particularly during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. The office emphasized that the group activities centered on maintaining order during night prayers and asserting worships as they travel from mosque to mosque. According to the statement, members of the group routinely coordinate with the Liberian National Police to help ensure peaceful movement around prayers group, including escorting worshippers to nearby taxi and keke pickup. Now, the Liberian National Police distance itself from this whole group. Even though the group said they were legal, but the Liberian National Police said they knew nothing about this group. Now, this is where the Justice Minister, I don't know, you want to take the Justice Minister, who I should go ahead?
Go ahead, Grace.
Okay. After the Fulanis, or the Fula governor made a statement that the group has been operational since 2011, the Liberian National Police usually work along with them. It's a reputable institution. They are now a terrorist organization. All of those things were said yesterday. And this is what we saw the Ministry of Justice saying. I think they were also cited by the House of Representatives, right? The Justice Ministry was cited by the House of Representatives as well. But let's see what the Justice Ministry had to say about it. So the Ministry of Justice has observed with serious concern the growing misuse of this is not this one. Let me take this other one. The Ministry of Justice have taken note of alarming reports, image, and public communication circulating on social media concerning the proposed establishment and recruitment activities of a group identifying itself as the National Fula Security of Liberia, NFSL. The ministry states that it have no authorization, permits, registration license, or operational approval has been granted by the government of the Republic of Liberia for the creation, operation, recruitment, or deployment of any entity under the name the National Fula Security of Liberia or any similar form. Under the law of Liberia, the establishment, organization, and retainment of operation of any security body, structure, auxiliary force, or organization enforcement entity require prior authorization from the government through the Ministry of Justice Division of Public Safety. Such process include, but are not limited to, formal application, vetting, institutional assessment, security review, and compliance with tax and regulation obligation. No such process has been initiated, undertaken, or completed in relation to this group. Furthermore, the ministry has confirmed that the individuals or organizations associated with this entity has not obtained the requested permit, has not undergone governmental assessment. Accordingly, the Ministry of Justice hereby ordered the immediate cessation and distance itself of all recruitment, organizational, operational, promotional, or mobilization activities associated with the so-called National Fula Security of Liberia. Any continuation of such activities would be considered a direct violation of the law of the Republic of Liberia and will attract the full weight of criminal and administrative action. This is what the Ministry of Justice have said, that the Fula Security Association should come to a halt immediate effect yesterday. So now, this is it. Ben already said everything, right? The fact that we have a group that want to protect people, the prayer at night during Ramadan, people living at homes, especially for the Fiamma Bell. People have to convey right opposite the park there to pray. You coming from distance, you have people to guide you and protect you. We don't dispute the fact that we are religious tolerance. We are all Liberian, be a Christian, Muslim, traditionalist, or whoever you are. But the fact that the Fulanese should also be protected by the Liberian National Police and other national securities. So if that time of the month reaches where you see people convening to pray, I think it should be the duty of the Liberian National Police to provide security. And if the mosque can afford, hire a security firm or establish a firm that will comprise of all ethnicity. Because we know in the region, Sub-Sahara, we have seen a lot of cases of different terrorist organizations like Boko Haram. We have in Al Qaeda. We have different terrorist IS. All of them around doing different things. And most of these organizations, even the bandits in Nigeria today, most of them started as a form of providing security. Some of them for their land, some of them for their cattle, some of them for different things. And today we saw that after they have gained ground and they have grown, they started having armed and terrorizing peaceful citizens. Nobody is citing a specific relation to violence, but we know what is happening in our sub-region with organizations. And even in light of Meton Bly, who has her own security firm, it should also be questioned and investigated if it's registered. If it is not registered, the same action that has been placed on the Fula community, I think should be placed on his own organization as well. If we want a law in our country to protect everyone, we don't want to be discriminative. Whether Christians or Muslims, if you are cracking down hard on a specific group because of their ethnicity or religion, we should also know that there are other people that are also doing the same thing and they should be questioned as well. We don't want a cherry-picking justice system, no. We don't want a justice system where few people will be targeted. We want a system where everyone will be questioned, be it of your ethnicity or religion affiliation. We are fully aware that organizations like the IS, the Boko Haram, the jihadist movement, all of the terrorist organizations in the world today started as a means of providing small security. But we also should take into consideration that the Liberian National Police and the Justice Ministry is loaded with the authority to provide security on a national level. Come to think of it, if all the Nibayans decide to have their own tribal group, the Bassa people have their own tribal group, the Loma people have their own tribal group, Liberia will be disorganized. Then there will be no need for all to have system and government. So, Samir, I don't know. This is where I stop for now. I don't know.
Yes, and that is something that we've talked about, and I remain on the, the Liberia National Police or the state. I've not yet come to a conclusion to say that we're not able to provide security for you. Like Ben said, that they need someone to mind their slippers, their shoes, and all of that. Yes, we agree to that, but is it that these people reached out to the rightful authority and then they said that they cannot provide these people for them? Because mind you, in the churches you have ushers who will usher people in, all of that. But then the uniform that these people are wearing, they're where the whole problem is coming from. So if you just have people to mind the slippers and all of that, they do not have to go through extra training. That's number one. Number two, they do not have to carry the name Fula national security.
Because the Mandingos go to the mosque to pray as well.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the point wherein they themselves, they stated that, these are the people that mind their things when they go to the mosques. So if these people are actually minding their properties, they should not be Fula national security. Rather, they should find another name for them, and they should not also be wearing the kind of uniforms that they are wearing. I keep saying some of these things, not because I hate them. We're all Liberians. These are the people that we live with. We even have Fula friends. Majority of our friends are Fulanese. We have Mandingo friends and all of that. So there's no way that we discriminate. But when we are raising some of these issues, it is because of what is happening within our neighboring country. So we will need to be careful as to how we go about things. If you need people to mind your things, get your people you mind your things. But they do not have to wear that kind of uniform and have that name. The name is too strong. That is what I'm saying. It is too strong. And it raises a lot of concern. So that is it.
Yes. Yeah. And also we see online that two CDC officials from Malaysia been sentenced by the Supreme Court by the court to prison. So Ben will lead on that discussion this morning. we see another of the talking points in the chat room, and we can take it from there. This is very, very alarming and a cause for national concern. And we are happy that the court and all of the findings from LACC and other sectors are coming together to prosecute people of corruption. But let's see what Ben have to say about this before we go into the discussion. We have the part of the ruling and the judgment here as well. Is Ben there?
Yeah, Ben is here.
Thank you for yeah. Thank you very much, colleague. I support President Weah, and I'm an unapologetic believer in the CDC ideology and a proud member of that movement. Nevertheless, government comprises of people from diverse backgrounds. People are given opportunity to serve. And one thing I would say emphatically is that as an adult, the moment you turn 18, you begin to take responsibility for your individual action. Whatever you do as a person at the court of competence jurisdiction and in the court of public opinion, you take full responsibility for that. So, what I want to say here is the court have decided on those two Liberians who were privileged to serve during our administration. There's one thing I will say to you, Grace, and to the Liberian people. Our institution, the CDC, is a very transparent movement. We're open up to the legal processes of this country, and we like the precedents going on. The only thing that is happening in Liberia is the politicization of the process. We don't have issue with the judicial processes. And so I will say emphatically clear on the show, there are very good people who work with President Weah, decent character, decent reputation. And today, some of the work of those people is speaking for them. Individuals who may have done anything to undermine the CDC, that burden is on those individuals. But I think the Court of Competence Jurisdiction should be allowed to do her work. And I think as citizens, regardless of where you serve, every adult should be allowed to handle the burden or the responsibility or the consequences for whatever they go through. So I wish them well. The court has ruled. They also have the right to appeal to go to other higher jurisdiction. That is the law. That is the legal process. So I wish those two former officials well. And I also want to say this to current officials of the Unity Party administration. You're taking $3 million, putting it to party headquarters purchasing, budget short for the other place, financial malpractices. You're bidding $10 million structure for Joseph Yuma Boaka and all of that. We're also documenting these issues. And in 2029, there will be a regime change. The Liberian will vote the Unity Party out. Boaka will be former president. Unity Party will be former government. Unity Party will go back in opposition. And the mantle of authority will be handed over to His Excellency President Weah. And at that time, too, the court will also be functioning. Remember, the court does not function only under one regime. When there's a change of regime, the court will also function. So on this show, I want to say, let the legal process go on. Every Liberian should be held accountable on the basis of their record, whether good or bad. The only thing, it should be done void of politics, void of cherry picking, void of witch hunt. And clearly, the sad thing of this is that the Unity Party regime, headed by Joseph Boaka and Jeremiah Kun, even Katumu don't advise her husband Boaka. They've, they've believed in witch hunt, they believe in selective justice, and they've launched a consistent attack on CDC officials. thinking that by doing that they will derail the strength of the CDC. But that is a lie. But equally so, notwithstanding, there are elements who thought that they could not, there are elements who also did not intend or work in keeping with the manifestos of our party. So those individuals too should be held liable. They should bear the consequences of their own actions. These people are in power to the United Party. Even Joseph Boakai admitted that they squandered our opportunities for 12 years. Ellen admitted that she failed to fight corruption. So
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Then why is it that CDC government did not prosecute these people?
now let me tell you this. It is not that CDC government did not persecute the criminals, gangs of the United Party. You saw Brandon Samuka. You saw the Brandon Samuka issue. You know the thing about just, unlike the United Party, for them, they do their own grace for grandstanding and political posturing because they want the camera on them. As they covered up on their failed performance in government, they failed. So they try to use the issue about law or going after people on transparency, accountability. They create fake corruption scenarios. So it low that they basic. But for CDC as a responsible party and president, we are being a very responsible president and a decent government, dealt with people on the basis of the rule of law. You saw the Brennan Samoka issue. You saw the issue of ex-officials of the central bank. There were cases. There were legal processes going on. Individuals were being questioned. But let me tell you this: the difference between the two administrations is that President Weah will more focus on realistic governance approach, solving problems, doing development, education, free tuition, building the roads, and all of that. That was a focus, creating jobs, keeping rice price affordable and all of that. That was just Weah's major focus. So, Brennan Samuka, all over the place, CDC are not making it a hairline thing every day. But the party folks, because they have offered nothing to the Liberian people for the last they're in their third year now, so they're using these things just coming after everybody. But for us, we're not against the law. Like you heard our party chairman Janga spoke recently at the memorial ceremony of the late Alhaji G.V. Kroma of the founder of ACOP. Chairman Janga Ko said, when the United Party decided to invade and demolish the CDC headquarters, the party stood prepared to resist. What did President Weah say? He said, no, do not resist. Let the law take a course. That's the have as a leader. So for us here, we say, again, let the law take its course. Let those two officials of our government go and answer for themselves. If they are right, they will be free. If they are guilty, then of course they will categorically or individually go down as objects who also work to undermine our government. So that is my position on the subject. But I think United Party does not have the moral grounds, the moral standing to even talk about coming after people on quote unquote accountability issues because Joseph Boakai lacks the spine. He's a corrupt old man. He steals a lot. First year into his presidency, he was able to build a $10 million mansion for himself and lie to the Liberian people that he did not know about the FOIA project. When in real life, the land is his own property. He lied on camera. He sat on LBC and lied. That old man lies a lot. His Minister of Information, Jeremy Mapia, he lied. His Deputy Press Secretary, Kola Fofana, they lied. So let me tell you this. In as much as we support the rule of law and we support that people should answer for themselves, but we will say this to you that Joseph Boakai and Jeremiah Kun are gangsters who have stagnated, they've strangulated, they've slaughtered the Lord of the country. They are corrupt, they are spineless, they are inept, they are unscrupulous kleptocrats and kleptomania who should not parade themselves as moralists in Liberia. They lack
Ben,
that authority.
you're angry this morning, Ben.
Grace,
It's not about being
I'm
angry.
not angry.
Yeah.
He's just saying
Spirit filled.
saying what is say that
Yeah.
is to say. But the truth here is that Wow. The truth here is that, a lot have been going on. And this government, I have always said it, they're not in the interest of the Liberian people. They seek their own interests. They were the ones that came to be rescued. Mind you, there are few individuals within the government working at some ministries. They're doing extremely well. But on the overall, the president, he will be arriving into the country. Oh, he has arrived.
He came yesterday. I think
He came yesterday, okay. But the executive marshal did a post early this morning about his departure from is it Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Yes, from
Yeah,
Ethiopia and all of that. And at the end of the day, we refer to him as Joseph the Traveler. Because some of the things, majority of the travels that the president have been doing, just not to deviate from the conversation, but just about some of the things that Ben was saying about the lies, the gangster behavior and all of that, right? Yeah, that will bring anything to this country. All the president Boaga will give the Liberian people is sweet words. You just sugarcoat things and tell the Liberian people about it. So as much as, corruption is not something that we Liberians, we encourage, no matter whatever political party you're affiliating with or you're from or you're with, when it comes to corruption and out of the evidence they're there, it's okay that the prosecution goes on because it is with the country or in the country interest that we're talking about. I'm talking this in the light of what happened with the two officials who have been sentenced to prison from the 2021 case and all of that. So we are saying that it's okay to go ahead and allow people to pay for their crimes because we're against corruption. We speak against it. So if you're from the CDC or the ANC or the CMC or the Unity Party, and whether it is your government or not, and there are corrupt officials, we're saying that they should be able to do it. So what the Boakas-led regime did is okay to be able to, prosecute these people for their actions because they have evidence of some of the things that they were saying. But mind you, at the same point in time too, what I continue to say on this radio is that if you're fighting corruption, you should be able to fight corruption holistically, right? You shouldn't be selective. As much as there are people who they are, sentencing, sending to prison, all of that, there are a lot of corrupt officials in this government too. It is the government prerogative to go ahead and, order them or not. But this should also be a warning for whatever political party that will win the 2029 elections. When George talked over from early time, he said that he never wanted to audit.
That's the issue.
He said he never wanted to audit.
They don't want to talk about it.
So he said that he never wanted to audit due to his own personal reason. But this is something that it is a lesson that should be learned from CDC in other political parties. You don't that if you take power, you have the right. The ball is in your court to go ahead and audit these people. Look at what Boaka is doing. Nobody will say he's wrong.
He's not wrong.
As much as he's carrying on the audit, he's doing all of these things. There are a lot of corrupt officials in his government too. But mind you, you're not going ahead and audit these people in his government. You're not doing it. The next government should be able to show that responsibility and do it. A good leader will always say, okay, Boaka have been putting people down for their jobs, right? Yeah. Due to corruption allegations. But what's the way forward with the prosecution process? Is it that investigation has started? Is it just about putting people down? So the thing about audit, the thing about corrupt official is that it is 2029, it is whatever government that will win, it is their responsibility to go ahead and do what this government is doing. Since the CDC could not do it at the time, this government said, me, I will do my own.
And I'm proud of them for that.
And they are doing it. Mind you, Grace, they are doing it. They are not just doing it, to say, as much as we're saying a big thank you to them, some of what they are doing it intentionally, and they are doing it out of anger. You saw some cases here as to how it was being handled. People are being sent to jail just to be able to set the records and all of that to score political goal. right?
That's the essence of coming to power to scope political goal. If just had never wanted to scope political,
You really think
the
that's the
Unity
essence?
Party
The
is
essence of
proceeding
the power
right.
is
Let's be
to
honest.
lead, is to lead the Liberian
The
people.
Unity
That's the
Party is
political goal.
proceeding right. Anyone that's store in the CDC administration should be jailed. That is the power of any political party. You don't compare mass on certain things. You said it, Samara. You said it. Former president, we have had the mantle to arrest anyone that have been corrupt in this country and prosecute them. But pity now, Samara said a partner. The pity was just too much. So, like you said, we know how to scope political class or party, which is true. But on the other hand, too now, moral can really come good.
Okay, now
Let us read a sentence if you want.
Yes, go ahead quickly. Let us go on to this issue. This is disturbing. Is another rape case again. It's alleged that a pastor raped, a 17-year-old girl and even impregnated her and gave her money to abort the pregnancy and all of that. So the Liberia National Police have the case under their jurisdiction, and there are a few things that they have said to it. He gave the girl 20,000 for her to abort the pregnancy. And the police also said that the suspect wife brought the teenager to Kakata police station on February 7th and accused her of attempting to damage her husband's reputation. So this is a whole thing that we need to give our own analysis on. So just go ahead. I'm going to give the Genesis, give out the institution that is reporting this and also be able to give our analysis on it.
Criminal Court C has sentenced 2 former CDC government officials to 5 years imprisonment, each after found guilty of massive corruption, making a significant milestone in a fight against corruption for the first time in decades for anyone to go to jail for corruption in Liberia. 2 former senior government officials have been sentenced to 5 years in prison each for their role in the misuse of public funds allocated for Liberia 2021 national census. The presiding judge of Criminal Court C. Usman Fadiga handed down the sentence to Lawrence George and Dominic P., both former officials of the Liberia Institute of Statistics and Geoinformation Service. Judge Fadiga upheld the jury unanimous guilty verdict against the 2 men. The case was prosecuted by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission following a 2023 indictment. That is from George Weah regime 2023 indictment. According to the LSCC, approximately US 1,795,000 allocated for census-related activities between 2019 and 2022 could not be fully accounted for. In addition to the prison terms, the court ordered George and P to restitute UN 97,000, representing the outstanding balance of the disputed fund. 3 co-defendants, including former Leches Director General Francis Red, has earlier replayed US 30,000 after admitting to the charge. Evidence presented during the trial revealed procurement irregularities, unsupported workshop payment, unauthorized compensation, and failure to remit required taxes. In his ruling, Judge Fadiga stated that prosecution cases has not been effectively rebutted and affirmed that the jury unanimously verdict whose stand. That is a good one, Samira. And we're calling on any government that will come to power in 2029 to follow the same step. Don't have pity. Don't use your power as a sympathetic hub. Go to the root cause of any corruption cases. I think these people are even sentenced from 2023. They started the investigation since 2023, then they were prosecuted yesterday for 5 years each. And after that, they will pay 97,000 as a means of restitution for that corrupt act.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grace. So the Liberia investigator is reporting this, and I have a very good friends who work with the Liberia investigator, and they are reliable though. They are one of the reliable institutions, media institutions within our country. So I'm going to read what was being posted. It reads, Kakata Margibi County. Police in Kakata have charged and forwarded to court a 46-year-old Nigerian pastor for allegedly sexually assaulting and impregnating a 17-year-old girl, authorities said. The suspect, Apostle Ernest, that kind of hard Nigerian name, he Jiminu faces charges including statutory rape, sexual abuse of a ward, criminal facilitation. He has been remanded at Kakata Central Prison court proceedings, police said. The Liberia National Police said the charges stem for allegations that the pastor engaged in sexual relations with the minor and later provided money to facilitate an abortion. Investigators said the case was reported after the girl disclosed to her parents that the pastor was responsible for her pregnancy. Under Liberia's new penal law of Liberia, statutory rape involves sexual intercourse with a young person younger than 18. The law classifies the offense as a felony and provides for imprisonment upon conviction. The law also prohibits sexual abuse involving minors where the accused holds a position of authority or trust. Police said the suspect denied the allegations during questioning, stating he only provided financial assistance to the girl because she was a member of his church. The Light of God International Ministry in Green Hill Community. That is the church name. However, investigators said they obtained digital evidence, including WhatsApp messages and audio recordings, allegedly linking the suspect to the pregnancy and discussions about terminating it. Authorities also allege the pastor transferred more than 20,000 Liberian dollars to the girl. It is the Liberia National Police that is reporting this. Police said the suspect's wife brought the teenager to Kakata police station on February 7th and accused her for attempting to damage her husband's reputation. The girl later provided information that led to the criminal investigation, authorities said. Investigators also alleged that during the 2023 election period, the pastor transported the minor to Lofa County under the pretext of attending a church event. Police said the trip may have been connected to voter registration activities. Authorities said the girl was under the legal voting age at the time. Police confirmed that the pastor also works as a geography teacher at Lanko Lepe High School and other schools in Kakata. Meanwhile, women's rights advocates and child protection groups are calling for a fair and transparent trial. This cited Liberia's Children's Law of Liberia, which guarantees protection for minors against sexual exploitation and abuse. Margibi County Gender Coordinator Axelton said authorities and community members must cooperate to ensure justice as being taken to jail on pre-trial detention does not end the case, noting that people must muster the courage to show up in court to pursue the case. The pastor remains in custody pending a formal indictment by the grand jury of the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. So this is what is unfolding in Margibi County, Kakata. And let me say this. The issue about rape is something that happened on an increase, and it's a case that as soon as you hear rape, that person will be sent to jail, and then the investigation will pick up from there. Just what was being done to this pastor. And it was Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the former president of the Republic of Liberia, who came up, and she was the one that even lifted this whole thing up about women's rights, about rape, and all of that. But we continue to see rape cases within our country. And let me say this, right? It's a pastor that we're talking about today. This is a very fresh story that these people are reporting. There are some officials within government who, according to family members, they carry on a particular act on a child. You have the other guy from one of the ministries there, and you have this guy from NFC that was being alleged that he has something to do with a boy. And you've been hearing the issue about gang rape. It is not just this rape thing today, it's not just with the Kakata issue, but you've been hearing the issue about gang rape and all of that. And it is something that we speak against. But let us be real and let us be bold and let us go straight to the point. Until the government start to set precedents, right? Just the same thing we're talking about, the severing issue. Until they start to take action about this rape thing, it will not go anywhere. Let me say this. The common citizens, as we are, will say, if something has been heard about rape, you see that that person has been taken to South Beach or taken to jail until they'll be able to go through the trial and all of that. Just the same way with this pastor case, I'm going to counter it. But let me start with some of the officials that were involved into rape cases. It's alleged. At the end of the day, we did not get any response as to how the case ended. The other one was being played with by the Liberia National Police. After even is it the gender ministry came up, it gave that report. After reports were being given from hospitals, they came up and then they said what they said. And they said what they said. So at the end of the day, we cannot hear anything good. Not just hearing anything good, but at the end of the day, there's nothing being said. So now this is in the case of a pastor. And let me say this, right? The police, they are reporting this, and this man is in jail, and there will be trial and all of that. I know that. But let me say this. This is a shame and disgrace to Christians. I'm a Christian. These are people that preach the gospel. These are people that speak against certain things. And at the end of the day, if you see these same people going into such act, what it tells you that nobody want to sit under that man and watch him preach or to be able to win souls. Impregnated the girl according to the news, and then give her money for her to go and remove the pregnancy. He's in jail currently. This is a shame, a very big shame to Christians. It is so shameful. When I got this information last night, when it was being forwarded to me, I felt shame. And hold on, don't wait there. And I felt shame. And it is not just with this man. This man is what we're seeing. I'm not saying they say, I'm in the know. There are friends that I have, there are people that I have who have shown me messages. Some men of God. These are the people that speak in tongues. These are the people that be able, they be like they're giving people life story and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I have seen tons of messages. They're in these little girls' box, back to back. But you see them on the Facebook, they have their wives and they be preaching the gospel. It's a shame to Christians. These are the people that will be able to tell, oh, yes, I'm coming to win your soul. I'm not saying all of the pastors. I'm saying some of them. They are into dubious acts. And this man, it shouldn't be surprising. Because there are pastors in this town. They are in. I said, there was a girl who showed me her phone, more than 5 pastors. I was like, this is a bad luck for you, girl. 5 pastors, these are people that have their wives. When there's crusade, they be preaching. When they stand here to speak into your feet, are heaven coming to fall on earth today. But behind closed to see what they are involved with. And we hope before Ben can come in, our grace coming to give their own point, We hope that the authorities be able to do the rightful thing, because rape is not something for us to play with in this country. As much as the government, I should say, some way, somehow they are playing with it, because there are some officials within government, they are being accused of raping someone, and at the end of the day, we're not hearing anything. We do not forward it to me. We do not know as to how the case has ended. Nothing like that, but it's just the way it is. But this one, we hope that as much as this man is a pastor, he's a man of God, he's supposed to know better. He's supposed to know that man of God, he's supposed to be in little children box. You will preach against abortion, but then you give him money to people child for them to be able to do the abortion thing. What kind of man of God you are? You people are fooling yourselves. You are not fooling God. To be real, I'm a Christian. You fooling God. That's the reason why I always tell people, know the Bible for yourself. Because these people that come to preach to us, I respect majority of them. I have a pastor, of course. But know God for yourself. Because some of the things that they are doing behind closed door, our own sin is even better. Though there's no bigger or smaller sin, but ours is better. Yeah. Ben, you have something to say? We have a guest, a walk-in guest that will take for a few minutes. If you have something to say about this issue, just come in quickly, Grace. If you have something to say, come in, and then we will announce the guest and we'll move forward.
So I'll be very brief so we can take our guest.
Mm-hmm.
That pastor I know him from Kakata. That's his normal thing. That's his normal behavior.
Oh, that's his normal thing.
Yeah, sure. I want. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry.
He's always been involved in sex scandal. I went to high school in Kakata. I graduated from the St. Augustine Episcopal Mission High School. That pastor is always in some kind of clandestine sexual scandal and thing. Is wrong. And there are a lot of men, quote unquote, men of God who are doing that. Is wrong, and we condemn it. But I'd like to stop here so we can take our guests. I like to pause here so we can take our guests.
Okay, thank you. So, fellow Liberians, I know you want to participate, but let us be able to have our guests quickly this morning. We have our guest. He's going to better introduce himself, but he's from the Ministry of Education.
No.
Where?
Concerned citizen.
Concerned citizen.
Yeah.
Okay, it was different thing you said me. Yeah. But anyways, let us be able to hear you. Good morning. Welcome.
Okay, good morning. Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
The microphone, you want to speak to the microphone?
No, it's okay. I will come with an introduction and Benjamin Johnson Jr. You know, by the suffrage of my right as a citizen in this country.
Can you please speak? You need to draw closer.
Okay.
By
the suffrage of my citizenship in this country, as a council citizen of this country, and good citizen as well, I think I have the suffrage to come over here when I hear or see something that is a human within a working area, like a minister or like a minister of education. Excuse me. I have my right to come over here at least to let the public to know, so this thing will come to a halt. Really, my concern has to do with the working relationship between the minister Jasu Mare of Minister of Education, the proper minister proper. You know, she crafted a system just in recent time there that she's want to do the work of an HR. I believe that the work of the minister is to govern the welfare of the ministry as the head of the ministry, but the right remain also as a head of the employee. The government is in the hand of an HR to do everything, to do all the dirty work when we come to the working relationship between he or she and the staff or employee of the ministry. Now, they have a barometer system that in where when you go in the money time as a staff or whosoever person, you have to sign in with your tongue or print or fingerprint.
At the Ministry of Education.
Thank you very much. At the Ministry of Education, you have to put your fingerprint in. Then at the end of the working time, at the end of the turn, when you are checking up, then you have to go back to sign out. That's a normal routine that day. But she just came in recent time that some boys in her office should come down and start taking people's name down, that if those who will leave, maybe by force something to go out, when they went to take the roster, they'll take the name down. Anybody that wish me, you don't come to work that day. So I look at it to be a modern slavery, number one. And it is inhuman. It is unethical when it comes to administration. You have an HR. You cannot leave your office as a minister to come down or send somebody down to take roster, maybe on a daily attendance. So that duplication of function, number one, she should have done that.
Okay, so let's be able to get this clear for the public.
Yeah.
Your name again?
Ben Marvelous Johnson Jr.
Okay, Ben. So you're saying that you are a concerned citizen.
Concerned citizen.
And then you have an issue
Yeah.
or a qualm with the Minister of Education.
Exactly.
Now, the Minister of Education minister is Jasso.
Yeah, Jasso.
And then she brought this policy. Jasso is from the United States of America.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then she brought this policy wherein all employees at the Ministry of Education will need to sign in with their thumbprint.
Yeah, thumbprint.
When you get to work, you sign with it.
Exactly.
And then you go up.
Yeah.
And then 4 o'clock,
exactly.
she herself comes down and take down names.
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's get it.
Okay. The number system are there. The fingerprint machine is there.
Yes.
When you come to work as an employee or a person, you have to sign, do your fingerprint, you go. 4, when you go in, you go and do the same thing. That means that you came to work that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But now she's saying that she forbid the machine now is out of the whole issue now. They are only doing or handwritten attendance, which of course is that getting working area.
Did the machine spoil?
No, the machine is there, but it's actually with always.
How you got to know all of these things? Do you work with the Ministry of Education?
People that have relatives, I have friends that work with the entity there. And more besides, when it comes to just general salary, some people that will be in the ministry, most people, maybe let's say about 65% or 70% of the employees are there. They are number exam bank. They took their LD and send it to the normal exam bank. Then the US dollar that's supposed to go within the same place, they took it and sent it to support the SRB bank. How can this be? For God's sake, the people that they salary that they have no salary agreement. That even fighting with at least for ourselves to be boost. Nothing happening that they don't want that they are getting. Then you send the LD this way, then you send the US this way. I don't think it is right. That punishing people.
So for different banks?
Yeah, different banks is now, as I'm speaking to you, some MOE they are now at SRB bank. They are actually went to Echo Bank. Then they go now, the US, they take the US and send it to SRB bank. How can this be, man? They are not refusing act. How can this be? Because I believe that the same system, the same machine, the same computer that you use to send their pay to Russia within that bank to pay their pay for the LD, I think it should have been done that way. So in case there's any discrepancy, then something happens somewhere. So all of these things, when you are dealing with your citizens, I don't think it will offer us well.
Ben, you have a question to ask?
Yes, I have a question. Our guest have said he is a concerned citizen.
Exactly. So
as a concerned citizen, as a concerned citizen, you have come to the radio and you're explaining issues about administrative discrepancies that's affecting the staff. So now, as a concerned citizen, how does that directly affect you? How did you unearth those information? Where are the victims who complain to you? And what do you stand to achieve from this? Those are details we want to gather because we thought you were an employee of the ministry, but you're not. So give us answers to those few questions I just asked.
Well, yesterday I went at SRB Bank to open an account with them yesterday. I went there yesterday, but because of time, I'm a working man. I work for the mineral sector. I have my office at Ronald in Broad Street intersection. Okay, about in export. So you see, when I went to open my account, they said, "But God, I don't have any time." I saw a lot of people there yesterday complaining about the same issue.
You say you're a businessman?
I'm a young businessman. I'm from the mineral sector.
Okay.
I'm a businessman for the mineral sector. So you see, so they are absolutely of mine.
So how did you go about to validate what these people were saying to know as to if it is true? Did you reach out to the education ministry?
I can go there. I have a lot of people that work there, like the teacher minister, which is my senior brother. I can go there and see them, but They don't lay complaint to me there. But what for me, I saw my mind making. I'm a citizen of here, so nobody can restrict me to
Well,
say,
sir,
don't
sir,
go make
how can you
away.
see all of that and know about the SIB bank issues, the salary issues, and you're not working and nobody telling you? How do you? So the public
I went there.
listening.
No, listen to my language. I think I'm speaking Queen language here. I'm making them understand that I went yesterday to open an account with SRB. And I went and saw many more employees were there waiting for that salary. You know what they did then, one? They went to go open an account, fresh account with SRB Bank because SRB Bank is not a sound bank. Can you imagine? Well, somebody that taking their salary, initially their Exam Bank is Echo Bank. You send their LD to Echo Bank and sending their US dollar to SRB Bank that we didn't know anything about. My brother, I don't think it's healthy.
So I want to ask this question.
Yeah.
So you worry about these people, even though you're not from the sectors?
Yeah, they are still in the mind. I worry about them. They are labyrinth citizens. I'm not supposed to be within the system. They are labyrinth. I've felt their pain. You know, I've felt their time they have been wasting because just generate people getting that generate salary now. I don't think it's healthy. People that work 8 hours within a day, 8 hours, we time it by let's say 24 days, because Sunday with let's say 24, let's say 24, 8 hours time by 24. How many hours they are working for? They work a serious day. Even when they put away with the legislature.
So are you for any political party?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm making on some concern citizen.
You got information from insiders. You know, is it that you're with the Minister of Education, but you want to protect your job?
No, I'm a president of everybody. I can take it to my office. I have my office.
Do you have family members who work with the Ministry of Education?
I have friends. I have relatives there. I think I said it earlier. If I open my previous discussion, I said it earlier. Right?
So what is your message directly to the minister or people you feel that should solve this problem? Because for me to see a citizen to just walk into a place, something that not directly affecting them, that's a love you have for your country.
I come here, yeah. Where most Liberian mistake is that people want to behave like this. For me, I live in the Western world anyway. I'm a Liberian. I'm from the country and also from my GB, but my orientation is different. It don't have to be I and my family, no. That's the kind of a Liberian syndrome that we carry today. That our nation has not been built, and we are plagued with other issues in this country. It don't have to be my wife for my bedroom. It don't have to be my son. But it must affect you. It affects me as well. So I believe that if we have this kind of a mindset, our country will forge ahead and there will be adequate law upon our name. It don't have to be you, my sister. It don't have to be me. But it must be fair. I don't have to pinpoint and call people, no. But so don't enter the bank, people crying there as a Liberian. I want to do questions. They tell me, I think I have the right to come whatever take it away.
Are you always are you permanently living here or you're in and out? Because I heard you talking about the West.
Well, I left Liberia 2011 from here, and I went in Dubai. I went to Dubai like 4.5 years, and I left for Dubai to go in the South America, the Bahamas, and North America in the Bahamas. Okay, there were I spent like 8 years before coming back to Liberia 2021. If I can follow myself.
Do you have any ambition to be a politician?
No, I'm not a politician, but I'm from. I don't want to.
You don't want to say it?
No, if you're not prepared now, we don't have problem. But I'm just concerned. I'm shocked, babe. This is my first time.
Yeah,
because I think Liberia to just walk to the radio station and say, "I want space. I want to talk about something."
Chris, don't talk like that, oh. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that.
Don't
talk like that, Chris.
Don't
talk like that.
Let me tell you, I don't want to harm myself. When I called by God, I'm an evangelist anyway. When the time I was not called by God, I was in the world. I said as a PRO for press propaganda for district that was sits in interpreter.
Oh, okay.
For CDC.
Okay.
For CDC.
Yeah, for CDC.
Oh, okay. Now we get it. No. So listen, you know what? You've been in this thing. So that's the reason why you saw your people, then you came and you said, I know you got something, I know that there's something. I don't want to. That's it.
It's okay.
I think there's something else that
I believe that life is
He's a patriot. He's a patriot.
Yes. It's a picture.
Let's be real, man. So we were talking, and then we got this call that someone came and the person want to appear for 10 minutes to have conversation and this that. At the end of the day, he said that he's a concerned Liberian. So let us be real and go straight to the point. If there's an issue and it's been noticed by a Liberian, it's okay to talk about it. And like you said, you do not have to be, that's the mindset we Liberians have, that if it is not me, it should not be another person. So if this issue is not affecting me, I do not care about it. I do not give a heck about it, because it is not affecting me, it is not affecting my family. But when it is affecting me, then I should be care about it. I should be all around. So the first and foremost thing is you got your information and you decide to come and share it out. I think there's a message that you want to give out to the Minister of Education, Jasso, concerning this issue. And it is not just that. I hope that you yourself be able to do further investigation on this and see as to where it lands. Because if you really do care about the Liberian people, you'll go ahead and do some of these things. So the main reason of your parents, I think you have a message to give to Jasso concerning some of the things that's happening at the Ministry of Education. So let's hear you out.
Thank you very much. My message should be that Jasso, she's the head and the mother of the ministry. No one is against Jasso position there, but what we are saying that we should have a reform, a working relationship, within the Ministry of Education. She's a mother for the ministry, and everybody working there, they are working on her auspices. You see, so she should be able to treat everybody like herself. When you are minister for a ministry, more especially when you are minister proper, you should be able to be like a twins mother. You love everybody, and your working relationship should be with people. They should be cordial. Let that be 100% cordiality with people. You see, now even I'm not comparing she and that story, but I take a survey. That story we were back then, we were in the minister proper of Minister Education. That story has a cordial relationship with the people like that, and we were leaving people cry as though that he was their father. That's what I want for her. I'm not against her work. No. I'm not against her work. She could be my sister, she could be my mother, she could be my auntie. But what am I trying to say? That the people that are working on her, they should have a cordial relationship. She should be able to treat them like herself. You get what I'm saying? Those systems, yes, administration have a system. That's why you have the printing machine is there. The discovery machine is there. If you want to do it manually, you wouldn't have the printing machine that come forth. So therefore, say you want to make it to be biometric and electronic, people have to put a fingerprint when they coming in and signing out. So that's there as a wizard, that's as the proof at the end of the tunnel. So coming down to this matter with print or flying sheet of paper to come to them, that I look at to be a modern slavery. So I beg you, you're my sister Johnson, when you read the learn that they read me this morning, I want you to redefine the rule as you play. I'm not condemning you, no, that I want them to say. But sometimes we are human. What you will do with your own eyes, if you will feel that it's worth it with your own eyes, other people may look at it a bit different. So people in the radio land, Liberian people, just listen to me today. Learn how to live, learn how to work with your own people as yourself, as a household. That's how it works. You see, when we go for love and accept you love and that's into love, it will be the best thing that one can accept you. Then to start treating your own people as though that they are slaves. We are no longer in modern slavery. Being the head of the Ministry of Education, it doesn't mean that those people that are working with you, that they are living with you. No, they are not children. They are not your children. Not at all.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. For coming on. Let's see as to if probably there are 2 or 3 persons out there. We're going to limit it to 3 calls. If you have questions to ask him, you can be able to ask your question, and definitely he will answer. So we'll take 3 calls at most, and then we'll get back to Grace on this pastor issue. The pastor issue, we must talk about it. Somebody pastor, then they be very, very much promiscuous. 0773-419-502, 0773-419-502. Secret is telling me that I'm more than happy with your sister. 0773-419-502. 0773 419 502 0555 1847 110 978 564 0880 We will take at most 3 calls. Probably there are questions you want to ask Ben in studio here, raising concern about some of the things happening at the Ministry of Education. We ourselves will make sure we place in calls after the show to know what exactly is happening there, and be able to get update with the information. 0773 419 502. This person, I think that should be Edmond Carr. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Thank you. Let me say thanks to the brother for a concern. But what I really wanted to know, what was he able to verify as to how the U.S. account going to SRB and then the Liberty is at Echo Bank? Were these workers asked to open 2 separate accounts? Because that's the only way that your money will be divided. Because when you go open your account for salary account, it is at a particular bank. Liberty go there, US go there. How come US going to SRB and then Liberty at Echo Bank? So were they instructed to open 2 different accounts? One at one at Echo and one at SRB? Because you can just go there like that. You don't just plan to go there.
Okay.
So let me please tell us that.
Okay, let me just reconcile to your question. I thank you, brother. Your question is very sensitive. When they did it, they would send the LD account to Echo Bank and they send the US account to SRB and some other bank. The employee asked. It raised a caution. They said, but why have to be the way they put it? They made mistake within the financial area. They said they made mistake. How can that mistake be done? After the LD, the exam bank that the people taking their money initially, with the Echo Bank, the other bank, how can this be? Okay, they see that they see maybe computer, maybe a single what's all are selling in Echo Bank. Why couldn't you use the same method to send a US account there? No, number one, they was not asked to open separate account. No, they have the exam account that the money always go there, both the LD and the US account in the US currency. But this time around, they separate it. In fact, they open a new account with SRP banner before they can receive their pay for January. It don't make sense, my brother. So they answer to your question. They will not have to open separate account. They have their exam bank that is been taking their money.
And how did the ministry manage to send money in?
They finished sending the money.
They finished sending the money there. Thank you, my sister. Now you get the flag. You are not getting the flag.
You have to open your account with SRB
so how can
you
it be?
get your money.
Can you imagine?
So why you couldn't just transfer the money to?
So there's a fair play there. There is a fair play there. Somewhere there.
Are they not getting the exact money?
Okay, get your party comments so that we'll take leave of you.
So my brother, my party comment would be that this. I've just came in the radio land to let people to know that they kind of a system they try to put stop to these kind of things. Okay. We are not fighting general war. We are not fighting political war. No, for me, that's how I behave. I stand for the truth, and I will always stand for the truth. You don't cut me this left, I don't go left, I don't go right. So my party statement is that everyone is not this alone. There should be a wake-up call for every ministry in Liberia, within the governmental setup. Proper minister, learn how to treat your own people right. By you being there, it's an appointment position that they gave you. You are there today, think about the people that are down. That when you're coming there, you meet the same people down today. So let's learn. I don't have to talk much. Let's learn how to treat our own people right.
Okay.
Being the head doesn't mean that you are all to eat all their slave for you. Thank you very much.
Are you still a sedition?
Anyway, we have our in-house, issue too, but we'll discuss it.
Are you still a sedition?
Oh, another day.
Are you still a sedition? So you get in-house issue. Meaning when you start out, you are one of the disenchanted seditions. Is that what you're saying? I want to know, are you still a sedition?
Your name again?
Ben.
Are you a sedition?
Yeah.
Okay. You said yes. You said like it's a sedition. Yeah. Listen, these people, they love for their country.
No. Okay, thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Okay, it is fun having you in studio this morning.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your plan.
Okay, ciao. Take care.
Okay, so you see there, so that's the reason why I asked us to be still a situation though, because me when I see CDC people talking, I know. When I see CDC, you see the way they get. When I see CDC talking, I know. And CDC blogging her. That one of the things people should go. CDC blog. I just knew that there was some political party affiliated with the team, because at times they can bring the anger out of you. But Ben, we're wrapping up. Grace, you have something to say on this issue about the pastor. We'll not take us on the pastor issue. But Ben, when we come back here tomorrow, there is this thing. It is very, very much alarming. In March, this coming March, the Ministry of Transport is going to be dormant. Ministry of Transport will no longer be doing license. They will no longer be doing anything for the Liberian people.
It's so sad.
The government now has given it to the Lebanese company. Okay, and it is very important. Is it Momo Cyrus, the senator? He had a post about it, and then I placed a call to him last night. He said that he's in the States. He want a copy person to have a conversation about it. So when he arrives in the country, we will have a conversation. But until then, tomorrow morning is going to be one of our major talking points, because Sekou and I have been on this platform talking about this company that is called Liberia Traffic Management. That it is not in the interest of the Liberian people. Look at the due.
I saw the president.
Look at the due and see the president's statement.
I saw it.
Just the 2 days. So let us be able to talk about it tomorrow when Momo Cyrus coming country. We're going to have you on the line to also discuss it. But it's going to be one of our major talking points tomorrow. Grace, let's hear you on this.
That pastor. Now, what the people say, me, I can ladder this thing and get problem. You see, all the small sexual activities that are going around in Liberia, the morally corrupt society we have in Liberia now is becoming a church. How can you stay and be doing Holy Ghost fire, doing deliverance, and you raping people, babies in the corners? Let me tell you, God, they say peanuts is still, God is not mocked. Everything you sow, you will reap it. Let me tell you something as a man of God.
Grace, you coming to preach. You
can be that wicked.
Ben, Grace is coming to preach.
Ben,
yeah,
these are the things
the one preaching now.
These are the things that can get on me. If you want to be morally corrupt, be morally corrupt. Don't use God. And you be doing nonsense in the face and be insulting our babies. Let me tell you, God is not your phone back. These pastors are shame and disgrace to this society. Let me tell you.
Some of them.
Most of them. You not see what they're doing in that? Then if you have to pay me and say we're Muslims, all of let me tell you, for them, other people in your cluster, you have all the terrible skeletons that you draw with different men taking up their babies. You pregnant and giving money to what you better? What kind of shame is that? No, man, we can't be that morally corrupt, man. Amen. What kind of thing you're doing so to our children and so on? What do you want the politicians to do? Let me get teeny girls, children. They're doing like prayer. Stop it, man. How can you use the public to insult and assault the people that you said stop? I don't like it. Nobody like it.
Amen, Grace. Amen.
Look, Grace,
you don't understand. You don't understand what is happening. This is wrong. This is the babies that believe in these people. The children go to church because they want to exercise their religious freedom. You use that to abuse them. Why would you be doing things like that? Babies are things that we should encourage. It's wrong. We give people on the politicians. Then the women say we have problem with the schools, we have problem with the hospitals, we have problem with the banks, we have problem with everywhere. Then you go to church for counsel, then they're raping you. Why are you doing this? Why?
Yeah, we'll be okay by the grace of God.
It will not be okay, Ben. It can never be okay. That man of God should be investigated if it is true that he attempted to abort that baby. Ben, let him be.
I don't like what Ben is doing. Realistically speaking.
Let's execute that for him because that baby lad that he's trying to take will be our president for Liberia tomorrow. That baby could be the next finance minister or the next good education minister and the one making me have a complaint about. That topic will replace her.
Chris, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't like to bring my emotion to discussion.
Yeah,
Some of you
it's
people
okay.
should be just work for your churches and excommunicated because I don't deserve to be called men of God.
Yes.
Don't bring pastor president to me because if you want me to talk about pastor issue, I'll be very personal because it's just it's the only space we get. Stop using it for your own personal gain. You are using it to collect money. People go to church. You people are imposing. Imposing. People are killing them. The prophecy was given to the seed sowing. Then the babies, you raping them. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is not accepted. We should not be having this conversation. You should not be doing it. You should not do it.
It's okay, Chris. Chris want to laugh. Chris want to cry.
It's difficult because I have teen children.
Yes. And
I don't want to cry in the middle of the be unethical, but it's wrong.
You know, as much as it's okay, Chris, it's okay. I understand your point. I know where you're speaking from. It's okay.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. So as much as we're being a little jovial about the issue, this is serious though. Like she said, man, some people take the churches to be their safe place, right?
Sure.
They're where they go for counseling. So imagine you going for counseling and then the pastor telling that he want to have something to do with you. Like he's traumatizing you at the same point in time. Look at this case, a 17-year-old, and you said that you know this man. This is one of the things that he has been into.
Yeah.
God just move on behind you, that's all. And God has to speak to the man is in jail until the trial. And the police have got to fight evidence that this is what he did. And pastors is their number thing. They are doing it. Some of them, they are lying to exploit people. It's not okay. They are going around with people, small children, babies. Imagine you raising your kid, your 17 or 16-year-old daughter, and a pastor's 46-year-old pastor go ahead and do that kind of thing. It's very much heartbreaking. And he did not just do it, but according to the report, he impregnated the girl and gave her $20,000 Liberian dollars to take up the pregnancy. And then you have the pastor. Let's talk about the pastor's wives too. Some of the pastor's wives, they be there supporting some of these things. They be like, I gotta support my husband. Are you kidding me? Is that the way it means the Bible says you should support your husband? They don't want to move on behind their husband because they say that if their husband is made shame, they themselves, they will be made shame too. So she carried the little girl to a police station to report the case, saying that the girl want to spoil her husband's character. How can you go that low? How can you go that low? This is a very serious minor thing, and it's something that should be taken, highly. It should not be taken lightly. So Ben, we're wrapping up what we have to tell the Liberian people. Tomorrow morning we'll be here with another edition of the show, Good Morning Liberia. Give your party comments and let's call it a day.
Yeah, I want to say to our listeners, those of you who always tune into the biggest platform in the country, Voice of Liberia, and on Good Morning Liberia, I want to say to you, the country is messed up, we know. Waka has failed the country. He's corrupt. He's spineless. He's a wicked old man, we know. And, when the leader of the land is a dangerous and a wicked mediocre, it affects different sectors of the country. But do not lose hope. We will continue to be here as watchdogs of the society to continuously inform you and continue to speak for you. We'll continue to play that role. And tomorrow we're going to be here at the same time on the same FM dial. Kudos to the CEO, Sekou Sharif. I want to say shout out to you, Samira Grace. We are doing a very good job on this platform. And I look forward to being here tomorrow with this wonderful team so we continue to do the Liberian people business.
Okay, just what we were saying, right, before we leave, this is it. You have protesters in the street currently as we speak about this whole LTM thing. This is what the president said. This is it. Kepler Como has 90% in LTM deal with President Bouaka picture, and you're seeing no to buy policing, LTM, and blah, blah, blah. But that is a conversation for tomorrow morning. Do I have yourself a pleasant day? My name is Samira. One life. Bye-bye.